None of us are hitmen. None.
Yeah, but
zero.
Yeah, not
never
yet.
been one. I love watching
Just
movies.
push me.
What I love is they talk about. I think I read an interview somewhere where Richard Linklater, who's the director of this film, love him. He did interview saying hitmen are a myth. They don't really ever really exist. These hitmen of these like super professional, with the they don't exist. So that's what he wanted to make a movie about. And I love that
How
idea.
does he know that?
Because we all imagine like hitmen, being these professionals, but they're all just a bunch of assholes who get hit up by someone who wants to kill their husband. And it's just some guy who does drugs and he goes in there and messes it up. That's usually a hitman now.
Somebody who needs some money. Yeah.
Exactly.
And has no scruples.
I'll give you $500.
Yeah.
That's how it works now.
So if it's legal, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Like, well, it's not strictly legal. It's like, well, if it pays good, I'll do it. What movie?
Well,
Blood Simple, Coen Brothers.
Yes.
Boom.
But Richard Linklater is such a, he's Dazed and Confused, those Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, Apollo 10.5, which was a great animated film about his life growing up in Houston. So it's interesting that he tackles this. So he's obviously going to bring a different perspective. It's not going to be Day of the Jackal. It's not going to be even the Knox effect, which we talked about with Michael Keaton a few months ago. This will be Knox Goes Away. Yeah. And but this one stars Glen Powell, who's an actor you've seen in other films. Yes. He was in the Top Gun Maverick and a bunch of other films. But this is sort of a star-making turn. He's getting a lot of buzz for his portrayal as this professor who's moonlighting as a hitman.
I love that.
This
is technically a comedy, I think. The advertising looks like comedy, but we'll see. Maybe
it's got slight Breaking Bad vibes to it because it's sort of a professor who's got a secret life.
So let's take a look at Richard Linklater's latest. By the way, it's Barry. Absolutely. This one's coming out June 7th on Netflix, so you'll be able to watch it pretty soon. Yeah, Linklater, Texas.
All right, we ready?
Here we go. Ready.
Okay, everybody, quiet. Quiet.
Okay. Quiet on the set.
Quiet.
Sound speed.
No, I don't buy it.
What?
You're not a hitman. You can't be. I tried looking you up and nothing. It's like you don't even exist.
I guess I'm just your fantasy.
So what's the biggest difference between the real you and your occupation?
By the way, my name is Gary Johnson, and I'm a fake hitman. I realize not everyone fantasized about the same hitman. Every sting operation was a performance.
This is serious.
I am in service business.
And each arrest was like a standing ovation.
Okay, Daniel Day.
I had it down to a science.
Sounds lovely.
Until things got, Ron, complicated.
Medicine. We're expecting heavy turbulence, so prepare to brace for impact. Do I scare you?
No.
Remember the lady came in trying to have her husband killed that we let go?
No, that he let go.
Yeah, her husband was just found dead.
I'm sorry, what happened?
From my perspective, you're getting a little sloppy. You think you're Gary? Or the hitman?
My name is Gary Johnson, and my simple question for you is, who is your hitman?
We'll see.
Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood.
That looked fabulous. I love all the type being a bunch of different types so that it looks sort of like a hitman, different hitman. Thought that was really clever, actually.
Opening credits for Enter the Void.
Yeah. Kind of like that. Kind of had that feel.
Ah.
Kind of had that feel.
So, Richard Linklater, Texas. All right. Here we go. Ready?
Ready.
All right. Well, it's an interesting trailer for me because I'm really didn't catch exactly what the story is. I mean,
Me too. I was a little confused.
Yeah. So, which I'm okay with because it seems I know it's Richard Linklater, so I know it'll come together in a way that makes sense, and it's based on the true story. So obviously, it's something that can happen. But I was like, is he? So he's not a hitman. Is he working for? What's he doing?
I think what he's doing is he works for the undercover. He's an undercover cop. Technically, he works for the cops, undercover cop, and he pretends he basically lures people in. You know how they catch these people who are putting out hits because they have a cop going to pretend to be the hitman. He's basically that guy, and he's so good at it. They just keep hiring the same guy with different personas to go in, and depending on who the hit is for, he kind of changes his hitman, like he said, his hitman look, so that he's the hitman they're expecting. Like if it's a higher end hit, he'll look like, Patrick Bateman. If it's like a husband, someone trying to kill their husband, he's kind of a little grungier. So he's basically undercover. So every time the cops come and arrest everybody, he's just pretending to be caught. He's not really.
But he's also a professor by day, so he kind of moonlights as this fake hitman. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And then he gets involved with this woman, and
it looks like
really, or
she wants to hire him. It looks like she wants to hire him to kill her husband, and then he does his thing, and evidently it turns out her husband actually is murdered, and then maybe everybody's looking at him like, you fell in love with her and killed her husband, didn't you?
Well, that too, and also he let her go. Like he didn't let the cops get that one. Like he, in a way, somehow blew it so they couldn't arrest her. Sounds like he sort of fell for her a little bit, so he didn't want her to get arrested.
They think he did or something, and they suspect him.
Like maybe looked like he did since he's with her and stuff. I don't know. I was getting the impression he kind of went above and beyond the Call of Duty on that one.
Maybe he's just acting, though.
Well, I don't think you're supposed to go beyond the exchanging the envelope of cash.
Oh.
But so it does look. I mean, it looks fun. I like seeing all different characters.
And I like anything he does. I think he's an interesting filmmaker. He brings some reality. They can be funny, and he also can bring some darkness to it. I think he's actually a good person to put this story together. So I'm interested in seeing the movie because the trailer was like, oh, I'm not sure what's happening, but I'm intrigued. That's where I'm at with that. So, so we have a poster for this one.
We have a poster. I think the poster makes it look like more of a sitcom kind of comedy than it really looks. Like I feel like it looks a little edgier and grittier, but for some reason they went with pure comedy here. We have all the different hitman personas, and then the dork at the bottom with the hot chick. So it's graphic, it's bright, it's eye-catching. I've seen some bust sides that are all just each character has its own character cell, so you'll have each hitman's a different poster. I've seen that one showing up. But you can see the Patrick Bateman at the top. Patrick Bateman. I just love that idea.
Yeah.
And then there's another, it may be an early poster or maybe the film festival poster. I love how it looks kind of like Straw Dogs, like with the broken glasses and the black and white, and then the girl in the background. That one seems a little grittier. I can see why this may not have been right for this because it is a lot more comedic. But I think this is a much cooler looking poster and probably would pull me in more. Like if I hadn't seen the trailer and didn't know anything about this movie, I would not be watching this.
I know. Yeah.
If I saw this, I'd be like, no, thanks.
They're really pushing Glen Powell in this. I mean, like he's like, the star. So he's You got him 6 times in this poster,
Yeah. And that sort of multiple character thing, it's like they're really pushing that. Like you're going to see him play all these different characters. And it's sort of like one of those things. I feel like they should hold that back a little bit,
A little bit, but I guess that's the fun of it, right? He gets to be all this different.
But wouldn't it be more fun to sort of suddenly see these crazy characters he's playing in the film and not, already know?
Yeah, like I would have wouldn't you just watch Glen Powell in a hitman comedy drama, like, or a thriller? Like I would, a hitman thriller, I'd watch it, and if it's a little bit of comedic edge, I'd watch it. And the fact that he's a bunch of different looks isn't really the sell for me, but
it's not the sell. No, I agree. The second poster is stronger because you're like, oh, that's
looks grittier.
Has that feel like could be Ripley-ish. It's not, but it has that vibe,
So kind of Coen Brothers-y, like Coen Brothers when they were doing their more overt comedy style things.
It could be it didn't test it as well. Like maybe people weren't drawn in as much to the black and white look maybe too scary, or the comedic edge, like people seeing all different costumes. Maybe that's what people wanted to see who are testing, because when they do testing, a lot of good art goes by the wayside just for pure marketing selling points. So Not a great poster, but it sells the concept.
The black
very
and white
clearly.
poster has a bit of a Breaking Bad vibe to it, you know. Where
Yeah.
it might, I mean, there might be trying to, you know, when you have a film like this, how do you promote it? You've been in those meetings a million times. Like, what do we push? What are people going to want to see? And it's like, do they want to see something that reminds them of Breaking Bad, or do they want to see something that reminds them of some comedy film that, you know? So there's a lot. I mean, they went for both with those two posters.
And it could be because Richard Linklater's kind of a name, and this is all just conjecture, but he may be really proud of the idea that he had a bunch of different hitmen in it, so really wanted to push that. It could have been his idea, his wish that they promote that more.
Right.
A lot of times showrunners have a lot of say now. They have a lot of pull when it comes to movie posters now. So they could have shown him. He said, "But there's no other hitman in it. It doesn't." So then they're like, "Okay, fine, we'll do the hitman." We'll sell the fact he's a dorky. I did like the cut too, where he's being all cool. The cut to him in his kitchen with his cats. That was funny. The truth behind the myth, right?
Right. But that's coming to Netflix on June 7th, which I think, and Richard Linklater, you know, he sells it for me because I like his films. Yep. He's, you know, his stuff is always of a certain quality, and so you're going to get a good quality experience, you know, on June 7th on Netflix.
Quality experience.
I'm there for that.
Yes,
I have a feeling it's better. The movie is better than the posters or the trailer.
I think so too.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
Right.
And he is great. I do love him. He's really good looking, but he has a little bit of a quirk to him. So he can not quite, almost a Tom Cruise, but not quite there. So he can play broader roles. Like he can go both ways with it.
Gotcha.
I think that's really fun. All right.
All right. Hitman coming June 7th, Netflix. We'll listen and watch. Bye.
Bye.